Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to do an update to the story I covered about 2 weeks ago, which is titled, Wife Thought Her Affair Was Going Unnoticed, Husband Was Playing the Long Game Preparing for War. And guys, as a recap, because I know it's been 2 weeks, that's about the guy. He's 30 years old, married 7 years, thought he had a good thing going. Then, as you all recall, discovered that things were not going so well. And our guy here kept his cool and started acting like a freaking secret agent, going all covert. You recall him having a tracking device in her car, a listening device to record messages and all that, which really helped him out. Having a recording device in their house, and he asked her all these questions to basically, things like, I was always good to you, right? And there was never any problems, right? To prove, that way when he divorces her, she can't come out and say he did all these things. Handle it like a boss. Well, now we have an update as to what's going on here, and let me tell you, this is an example of a guy handling things right. But it is so sad he's going through this. But before I get into this, guys, real quick, I announced it yesterday. I'm announcing it again. If you guys happen to be on X, formerly Twitter, I'm now on there as of yesterday. I signed up because YouTube is not exactly as generous as it once was with promotion. So this way then I can make announcements to all you guys of new videos, things that are going on, that type of thing. Plus, it's a lot of fun. I've got like 900 new people since yesterday, and I've been talking to some of you guys. It's been a lot of fun. So again, if you're on X, definitely follow me. The channel is SSM Channels. Like I said, it's a hub for all my channels there. And I'll post a link in the description as well as the top of the comment section. So definitely come on over. There's a lot of guys over there already. Okay, on to the story. So he says here, I got an STI test a couple weeks ago. It's negative, but my doctor gave me the HPV vaccine because it wouldn't be detected by the tests. He said if I've been exposed, it could take years to show up. Years to show up? He has to freaking be thinking about that? Thanks, wife. So he told me to check my you-know-what for warts for the next several years. So good news, I have a new hobby now. Oh, man. Think about that. Years, you got to keep checking your snake to find out. It turns out that in my state, you cannot record someone one-sided unless you are involved in the conversation. So the conversations between Emily and Bev and Emily and John are illegal, and I broke the law. Since I have an attorney-client privilege, and she's the only one I sent them to, I'm good, but I have to delete them. The emails I downloaded are still evidence, though, so we have good evidence there. I suppose the recordings serve their purpose in that I know for sure about the affair. Well, that's too bad he can't use the recordings, but at least he didn't get caught because, yeah, in some places you record without somebody knowing about it, yeah, you're busted. But at least he knows. Well, on the advice of my attorney, I hired a private investigator, and she suggested. I gave him the info for the GPS tracker in Emily's car. He said that after hearing my story, including details I didn't share here, he decided he was going to follow John rather than my wife. It didn't make sense for me to me at the time, but he said that it sounded like John was more into my wife than she was into him. So John would probably be the one initiating contact rather than Emily. Listen to the professional. And from the previous story, absolutely, this dude his wife is sleeping with is way more into her than the other way around. If you all recall the stories that I did 2 weeks ago, he's way more into her. But obviously it doesn't change the fact that she's more than happy to suck as you-know-what and F him every chance she gets. I figured, oh well, he's the pro, not me. He assured me that he's seen cases like mine before, where the spouse was not that serious, but just looking for some fun on the side. And because of the withholding of attention, it causes the affair partner to double down on their relationship and pursue more. He said women don't like needy men, and men don't like needy mistresses. Makes sense. Right here. I've been saying this forever. Stop acting needy, guys. For you guys who do dating relationships, it turns them off. Because guess what? When a man acts needy, that's insecure. Lack of confidence, acting like a pussy, acting like an emotional woman. On the sage advice of all of you and my lawyer, I stopped having you-know-what with Emily. I told her there were layoffs coming at work, and I was really anxious and not in the mood. I don't know why, but she seemed really frustrated by that. It's been difficult living with her and pretending. Yeah, I mean, there's layoffs coming, but the reality is he doesn't want to touch her. Number one, he shouldn't, because imagine if she got pregnant. But number two, he's disgusted by her, and he obviously knows where her mouth has been. John and I get the same treatment. Well, I guess he gets slightly better treatment for a while. But I'm the lucky one because I get to hear the sound I love you bounce off my eardrums from that hole in the middle of her face, and John doesn't. Hashtag blessed. It used to mean so much to me to hear that. I'm so goddamn angry that she made me hate her like this. I want to love her again so badly. My therapist says the technical term is ambiance. Ambivalence, not ambiance. Ambivalence. Thinking about it makes me want to vomit. Well, I'm glad he's getting therapy as well. But of course he's wishing this thing would never happen, and this part of him that still loves her because he's been with her for married 7 fucking years. It's going to be a roller coaster of emotions, but all he has to do is think about the recording, listen to the recordings again, and think about her fucking this guy. That'll make the love go away real quick. But he loves what he thought she was, not who she is. Lord knows how long she's been cheating on this poor guy. He says, now Valentine's Day came up, so we're talking about, last Friday. This isn't very long ago. The private investigator said John left flowers and a gift at my wife's salon. Man, he is chasing her. The PI said when Emily came to work and saw it, she threw everything in the shared dumpster in the strip mall without even looking at it. Whoa. She was pissed off. My PI retrieved the gifts. It was really expensive lingerie and a dozen red roses. The gift had a Valentine's Day card. The flowers had a message note too, and there was definite proof in the note of the card of the affair. They were practically love letters. She's so disgusted with this guy. Throws her right in the garbage. Emily left the other girls at the salon and went to meet up with John. The PI got it all. They met in the far corner of a hotel parking lot. The whole thing took around 45 minutes. It was an intense conversation. The PI said that Emily seemed angry and shook her head no a lot. He said he thought John was trying to coax her into her room. Lots of touching. She's probably breaking up with him. Or trying to. Or stop sending me flowers, you pussy. According to the PI, nothing overtly sexual happened. But the PI said he's seen cases one with less than their body language, behavior, and the way it panned out is the kind of thing judges look for in adultery cases. It was obvious that they had a relationship. It was at that time that I got a weird I love you phone call from Emily. I remember her voice was off. It was like she was trying to check in on me. That's what she was doing, of course. She's a cheater, so of course she's thinking, wait a second, my husband doesn't want to sleep with me? Uh-oh, maybe he's up to no good too, because cheaters think everybody are like them. My attorney advised me to take photos of Emily's appointment book for the last year or so. Emily likes using a physical calendar book to write everything down. I noticed there are appointments with John in the book too. Before, I would have just thought of them as business meetings because Emily said John was mentoring her in small business stuff. Yeah, he was mentoring her in a lot more than that, man. I found a Mont Blanc pen in her purse near the appointment book. I guess that's another gift from John because I sure as hell didn't buy it for her, and she always just used regular Bic pens before. People have spent shitloads of money on a fucking pen. It never ceases to amaze me what people spend money on to feel important and rich. Get a fucking box of pens from the damn grocery store for like $2 or something. Emily was busy with work the rest of the day and night on Valentine's Day, as she had a bunch of ladies who wanted to get specially made up for Valentine's Day dates with their spouses and boyfriends. Anyway, she worked as usual on Valentine's Day. She came home tired, half-heartedly tried to initiate something, but I just pampered her because she seemed exhausted, and so I put her to bed. When he says pampered her, I guess he's trying to just mean act normal so she doesn't suspect anything. I didn't pamper her for her sake. I did it for me. I wanted to be a good husband so she'd somehow miss me more when I'm gone. I wanted to prove myself that I'm not worth cheating on. Does that make sense? I get it. He's not doing it to win her approval or to win her back or for second chance. He's doing it to put on the show. One, so he doesn't get caught. And two, when he does what he does and has her served, she now misses and realizes what she lost. I get it. She's putting on an act, so can he. Maybe I'm love bombing her in return in my own way. Is this the pick me dance? Because I don't want her to pick me. I can't decide if I'm doing it so it hurts her more when I'm gone or because I'll know I'll miss moments like these when I leave her for the last time. Dude, I know you know this, but it's over. Okay? She's a piece of garbage. You're 30 years old. You got your whole life ahead of you. You work on yourself for a while, heal, get through this divorce and all that, Your prime has begun at 30 years old in your 30s. Her prime is ending. Okay? She'll be begging you back, guaranteed. But you work on yourself, and one day, hopefully, because you're a relationship guy, you find a good one. Because there are good ones out there, but you got to do your homework and all that and take your time. The good news is, in this zombie shit show that my marriage has become, is that the parking lot meeting and the Valentine's Day gifts were enough that, when added to the other evidence, we can finally have Emily served. Hallelujah. We're going to have it done properly with the private investigator. He's also a process server and get it done quickly. God, I got to start my own PI business, guys. It could be a franchise all across America. It was probably a mistake accusing her of cheating on New Year's Eve. Emily knows something's wrong. She's staring at me a lot. I can see it in my peripheral vision. It would be creepy if it weren't so pitiful. She keeps asking for some kind of reassurance that we're doing good, since we're not making love anymore. I keep lying to her, but I guess I'm not that great Shakespearean actor I thought I was. Dude, you're not going to fool her. She knows something's up. Okay? Women aren't stupid. A lot of guys, okay, you got some dumbasses out there, but generally women aren't stupid, particularly when it comes to this type of thing. Women can pick up on subtle changes in behavior, body language, tone of voice, all that, much faster than an average guy can. They're fucking pros at it. It's just they see things differently. But you're going to serve her soon enough. I just can't get over this betrayal. I wish I could, but I can't, and I never ever will. It doesn't matter that she didn't love this guy. She had his junk in her mouth on it and came home and kissed me with that mouth for 9 months. I just hate myself for going back to her. I'd further hate myself for treating her badly because of jealousy and resentment. No one deserves being treated like a convicted felon for the rest of their lives by their spouse. In other words, don't stay with her and be her freaking warden. That's crazy. End it. Goodbye. Would any reasonable person want to live like that? Would that be enough for anyone? Should I be resigned to a life of policing Emily and keeping her under lock and key until she resents and hates me later and probably cheats on me again? Either that or I'll be an emotionally dead zombie who says, yes, dear, while stamping down my emotions and anxiety every time she walks out the front door. Who would love someone like that? I'm not going to live that kind of life. I love who I thought she was too much to ever let her live like that. Yeah, you can't. We can all get a laugh when those guys have their wives promise to do anything and they're under lock and key and all that, and it's funny for a week, but no, can't live like that. Divorce her, end of story. Let her be somebody else's problem. That's why I'm going to ghost Emily when she gets served. The plan is to have her publicly served. To start the process of having John's credit card statement subpoenas, the lawyer says it could take months for this to pan out. Tell Bev's husband about her affair with Emily, and to email and text Emily's dad and sister, John's wife, and some mutual friends with the news. Good. Cover all base, control the narrative. Because he said that in her family, she's the golden child. So they're not going to want to believe that she didn't do anything wrong. And his parents really like her. They'll probably believe her too. So this guy has to have all the proof to minimize the shit he's going to deal with. And of course, tell the lover's wife all this, because she deserves to know. I will pack and leave before she regains her footing after being served with divorce papers. I plan on leaving a short note, my lawyer's business card, and my wedding ring. My lawyer told me to leave a note so she doesn't have an excuse to start making trouble. I was thinking about writing, do you like rich sugar daddies? Yes or no? My therapist says I use humor as a coping mechanism. I know I won't do that, though. I'll either write this long manifesto or something super short. Another infidelity poster on here wrote to her, so, I know, bye. Brevity is the soul of wit. I know myself. I know Emily at least thinks that she loves me, whatever that is. I know she'll beg, plead, and cry, and appeal to me in every possible way. Our history, our families, our plans, everything. She'll dress up and make herself look stunning. She'll pull all the stops and I'll cave. I'm not ghosting her because I'm strong. I'm ghosting her because I'm weak. Hey, at least he knows himself. He knows that with enough begging and crying and fucking Tuscan Raider waterworks and he'll fucking cave. Then get out of there. That's why I think it is a good idea. All guys plan the divorce like this, because a lot of guys can't take it. Even though they have all the proof that she's an awful person. Once those waterworks start, it's like a fucking like a spell. I used to think it would hurt worse if she had actually fallen in love with him. But now that would have been easier. If she didn't want me, at least I'd have my answer. Instead, she wants me, but she's already broken us beyond repair. That is worse. I will update when all goes down. Should only be a few days. Okay, so this is the next part, and we're going to have his update in a few days. I'm sure he's not wasting any time here. So I know you guys wanted the whole serving thing, but this is a process here. Now, before you go, he had a lot of responses to people's comments in the comment section. I'm going to read a lot of things he says to give you more information on what's going on with this dude here. But I eagerly look forward to see his update and when she's served, because she's going to lose her shit. One thing he says here, I got the VAR recordings of her saying that I didn't abuse her or cheat on her. Those are the recordings he put in the living room. The recording device he put in the living room. Those aren't illegal because I was part of the recording myself. A link to that recording is definitely going out with the email I send to the family. They'll probably believe whatever bullshit she spins out of her ass, but I just wanted to sow the seeds of doubt, at the very least, that their golden child is not who they think she is. Very smart, dude. Another response, he says here, I wrote her a long letter and deleted it because why bother? My lawyer recommended I leave her a note that basically says, I'm divorcing you. Contact my lawyer with more information. I'm separating myself until the divorce is over. It's so that she doesn't file a missing persons report. My lawyer says she's seen cases where the ghosted person tries to spin it so the person who left is suicidal, which affected the outcome of custody. We don't have any kids, though, so that is not a concern. Thank God they don't have kids. Because that's the worst. Another one, he says, tell me about it. I'm obsessed over it. I looked in her purse and there's no toothbrush or toothpaste. They don't have toothbrushes and toothpaste in hotel rooms in America. So she literally went down on that asshole and came home and kissed me with the mouth. Hell, she maybe licked his caboose. I will not ever get over that, ever. Yeah, think about that every time you think you might miss her or feel bad for her. Imagine where her mouth was for all that time, coming home and kissing you after that. Another one, he says, yeah, if you look at my previous posts, I live in an at-fault state. Honestly, the cloak and dagger wasn't necessary. I screwed up a lot. I spent a bunch of money on cameras, a VAR, and GPS. I read it all on Reddit and thought I needed it. Who cares? If it made you feel better, so be it. Besides, it got you proof that you needed it. Turns out all I needed was a private investigator. I should talk to my lawyer first before buying all that shit. What I did do is get her admitting on recording that I never abused her or cheated on her. I'm going to use that to control the narrative with friends and family. Well, good. That was worth the money. I don't think she'd make shit up about me, but I don't think she'd cheat on me either. Dude, you cannot put it past her to not make up shit about you. Guaranteed. If she's cheating on you and lying to you and manipulating you, then she can do anything. I ordered the cameras because I read nightmare stories on Reddit where the wife would beat herself up and call the cops for fake domestic violence charges. That happens. I've covered stories like that. And one more, he says, no, the guy is rich. I don't think we have those laws or my lawyer would have mentioned it. I mean, you can sue anyone for anything, so maybe, if I want to go through the effort and expense. My goal here is to never see or speak to her again and to not have everyone think I'm a bad guy for driving her into the arms of another man. As far as he goes, I don't give a fuck if he lives or dies. I'm telling his wife when Emily gets served just because I'd want to know if it were me. If my lawyer says so, I'll give her the evidence that the PI gave me. Other than that, she's on her own. I do hope she divorces his cheating ass, though. So there you go. So I'll be on the lookout for updates to this guy's story probably a few days from now. And who knows? I don't know if he'll ever see this video, but if he does, good luck, brother. Take it one day at a time. You're in the right here. It's going to be hell, but you will get over here. You're 30. You got your whole life ahead of you. Just make the right decisions. You're going to be okay. But be prepared that she's going to do everything she can to track you down. Texting. She's going to have people speaking to you on her behalf. Promising you the world. Begging and crying. If that doesn't work, she'll probably blame you for cheating. Don't fall for it. Don't do that. Alright guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.